Hey, Rainbow here, and how are you? Pleasure to have you join me today. So I'm pretty excited for a couple reasons, and I was a little bit like a roller coaster today because they announced the Ducati V2, the Multistrada V2, and I was like, oh, all this that we thought we were getting a Pikes Peak version, which it probably won't be called a Pikes Peak version. It's really the V2. But no, there really is the V4 coming up down the road, and it's going to be a different version from what I understand. So today they announced the Ducati Multistrada V2, kind of a stripped down version, doesn't have some of the electronics. It's based off the 950s and that engine with, I think, the 937 cubic inch, or did I say cubic inch? Well, cc's. Anyway, so Bennett's Bikes had an opportunity to ride the production or test drive a work in progress of what's going to be probably the V4 Pikes Peak, or whatever they're going to call it if they don't call it a Pikes Peak. And the reason why I'm saying that they may not call it the Pikes Peak is because there's no more motorcycle racing up Pikes Peak, and the last death that kind of ended it was on a Ducati. So I have a feeling they're going to shy away from that name. That's my suspicion. I think it's also the suspicion of a lot of other people. So what do we have to look forward to with this? From what I'm reading and what I'm understanding and what I'm seeing online, and kind of trying to funnel some information out of those that know a little bit more than I do, it seems as though we are going to see a Ducati Multistrada that will have 17-inch wheels, which is what I'm looking forward to. I enjoy the 19-inch front wheel. I truly do. It's helped me go up over curbs to beat traffic and stuff legally. Anyway, it'll be the V4. It may have a little bit of a higher rev limit, but here's the thing. It's going to have not just a sport mode, but also a race mode. So my suspicion with this bike is this is going to be probably more of a sport touring and not an adventure touring bike. And that's really what I was looking for, and it's kind of what I'm hoping for. It would be nice to have one bike that you can maybe take to the track. Would be nice. Don't know what the price point's going to be, and I don't know if it's going to have all the bells and whistles with the blind spot monitoring and with the interactive cruise control, where you have the dynamic cruise control. Hopefully they will have that. We have yet to find out. I don't know. So my suspicion is that October 28th will be the announcement for the Multistrada V4, whatever they're going to call it. For now, let's just call it the Pikes Peak version. And we'll probably see deliveries in the US more than likely in January, beginning of February, sort of like we did with the Multistrada V4S's when they first came out. That's going to be my suspicion, because they are saying rule all mountains. So I'm guessing they want a bike that's really made really well for the twisties, that is in that adventure touring, sport touring type range, with that smaller front wheel going. So we have matching 17 inches versus a 19 in the front and then 17 in the back. Now, as far as this thing is concerned, I absolutely love this thing. And I've already told the dealer that if Ducati comes out with more of a sport touring version, that is the Pikes Peak version, and it has the same quality, same electronics, or better, and then I'm trading this in, or I'm going to sell this, because that's really what I was looking for. I don't mind having the higher seat like this. This is a very nimble bike. This is a very nimble for the size of the bike and for the height of the bike, especially for having a 19-inch wheel. Now, we're not talking one of what they're talking about with that big Desert Sled X, or what they're going to come out with that's got a 21-inch wheel. I have no intentions of taking this out on the adventure component. That's why I'm really into more of the sport touring, maybe take it to a track, although we're supposed to be losing a track around here in South Florida soon. We'll see what happens. Somebody supposedly bought the Palm Beach International Raceway, and they're going to convert it into like an industrial park. So we'll see what happens with that. Then I'm going to have to drive all the way to Homestead, which is a great track, but it's going to be almost an hour and a half ride for me because it's really southwest of Miami, and it's already bad for traffic to begin with. So I would definitely trade this in if they had something that was equal to this. But if it's a lesser bike, I'll probably just stick with this because this is a fantastic bike. This is really probably the best bike I've ever owned, to be quite honest with you. I really love this bike. Had a little bit of a rocky start with the radar and stuff in the beginning with Ducati. So far so good. Over 13,000 miles on it in just a little over 7 months, and the bike is still going strong. So let's see what they come out with. If the V2 is your thing, a little smaller, a little bit lighter, lower price point for sure, starting at the $17,000 range in that, and they're going to be coming out, I guess, by December. They said they're going to have them in stores, so that's pretty good. But if you find anything out about the Ducati Multistrada V4 Pikes Peak version, please comment below and let me know what you found out. I will tell you that, oh gosh, 2 or 3 months ago, there's a guy from Europe who lives in South Florida. He must have an inside track or know something, because 2 or 3 months ago, he went to the dealer and he gave him $1,000 deposit for the Pikes Peak version. And this is before it was ever announced or anyone had an inkling that it was really going to be out. So I'm guessing that it's going to happen, and I'm going to hope that the announcement is the October 28th announcement, because I know Ducati has 6 big announcements every 2 weeks between now and the end of December. So we shall see what happens. Anyway, this is Rainbow. Like, subscribe if you're still watching this. Let me know what you think about the potential Pikes Peak version, or what would they call it? Anyway, Rainbow, I'm out of here. Have a good day. Oh, on my way to Austin tomorrow morning. Bye-bye.